How to draw flip-flops. Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little pair of flip-flops with colored pencils. I'll show you how to do this step by step. This is an easy drawing lesson for kids, beginners, and kids of all ages. Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Summer Party, we draw and paint everything that has to do with summertime. So let's begin. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have my dollar store drawing pad here. It's 11 by 8.5. You will need a pencil, an eraser. I always bring out my little brush to brush off my page. And we're using colored pencils today, 3 colors, yellow, orange, and blue. My yellow is a little bit of a orangey yellow. I also have my Sharpie marker. It's a black marker. And I've got my fine-tipped black marker as well for outlining. So why don't I clear off my page and we can begin drawing our flip-flops just in time for summer. All right. Now, flip-flops. I may have to erase. I had a little bit of trouble with these when I was drawing them. So basically what we're doing here is we're going to draw the top and the back. Kind of looks a bit like a peanut, I guess. I hope I can get these even. That's a little too thin, so I'm going to make it a little thicker here. And I will erase that line that I did right there. And I really do want to try to make them look even, so I may be erasing, and because this one's a little thicker, so maybe this one has to be a little thicker here. Let's see. That's a little too thick. Maybe this, I see, okay, this one should be a little thicker down here, maybe. That's why we've got erasers, my friends. You can keep drawing and erasing till you're happy with what you got. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a circle at top and 2 circles about here. Okay, now watch what I'm doing. I'm going to draw a line that comes up here and comes down here. These are the straps of the flip-flop that hold your feet in them. Okay, same thing here. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to draw some stripes. Because our flip-flops are going to have many colors. Well, not many colors, just lots of stripes. Because our flip-flops are basically going to be orange and blue. You could do this with marker. I think it would look nice with marker as well. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline everything with my black fine-tipped marker, and I'm going to erase all my pencil marks. And I will leave that up to you if that's what you want to do. I just like the way it looks. So I'm not really following my pencil marks too accurately because I know what I'm going to be erasing them, so I don't mind. And this kind of gives me a chance to fix this up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to draw over all of my lines here. And if you are doing an outline, just keep in mind if you don't want to erase your pencil marks, try to follow them. Okay, so that they don't show. But if you're like me and you like to erase pencil marks, don't worry too much about following your pencil lines, because you're erasing them anyway, right? There we go. When I think of flip-flops, for me that's summer. That is definitely summer. I'm just concentrating now. Usually I'm talking, but I wanted to make sure I didn't get any marker into the straps. Okay, so before you erase, make sure your marker is dry, and then you can start erasing. And you can erase lightly, because even though it is marker, you can smudge it still. If you erase too hard, you don't want to smudge your drawing, right? Okay, so that's one. Okay, I think I got all of my pencil marks off. Let me take a look here. Yes, I did. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my yellow, that orangey yellow color, and I'm going to color in the straps. Now, when you're using colored pencils, make sure you turn your pencil once in a while so you don't wear it all down on one side, okay? Those little circles are going to be yellow as well. I'm calling this yellow, but it's more of a really bright orange, but I think yellow would look really good too. Actually, I think this is it's called sunburst yellow, so it is officially a yellow. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm coloring in a second time, which means that I am adding a second layer of color. And that's how we get the color that we like. You don't have to press down hard, we just add layers. We just keep coloring it in until we get the color that we like. There we go. So that's all done on one flip-flop. Oops, there's a little spot there, and I'm going to do this one now. This is a fun little drawing for summertime. Makes me want to go to the beach. In fact, I am going to be painting a beach scene. I'm not sure when, but I decided that's going to be one of my painting lessons, because I'm doing drawing lessons a lot, but that's going to be a painting lesson. So I'm just adding the second layer to the straps of the flip-flops. There we go. So the straps are done. Now I'm going to alternate between the orange and the blue for the stripes. So I think I'm going to start with the orange. Okay, so I'm going to start with the orange. And this stripe is going to be orange. And I'm going to do this one too. You can use any color you want. I think that orange and purple are good together. There's also blue and red maybe. as long as they're not too dark. You can do orange and a bright red, pink and purple, green and yellow. Lots of different ideas for the colors of the flip-flops. I'm just trying not to get any other color into those straps. Do you visit the beach in the summer? Is that something that you do? Do you go swimming in the lake, or do you go swimming in a swimming pool? Or do you swim? Some people don't swim. I would love to have a swimming pool one day. I will have one day. We have lakes here and there's rivers and stuff, but I have a lot of dogs and I can't really leave them too long. So I don't get to go out to the beach that much anymore. That's why I thought maybe one day my dream is to get a swimming pool so that I can swim in the summer again. All right, and the bottom here is going to be orange as well. There we go. The only thing about wearing flip-flops is you can't run in them because they fly off your feet. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color it in a second time, so that means adding a second layer. Because I want a nice bright orange color. Oh, I got a little orange into that stripe, but that's okay. Can you hear all the birds outside? They're so pretty. I have my windows open all the time from, I don't know, end of April until end of September going into October, because during the winter, you know, the windows stay closed and I just love having open windows. Even when it gets cold out at night during those months, I make sure the windows are open. I just have to put on an extra blanket, that's all. Because I hate being stuck in the house in the winter. It's very cold where I live in the winter. We get snow and ice and lots of wind. It's very, very windy here in the winter. And so I really appreciate having those windows open. There we go. That's one done. Not completely done. We still have to add the blue. See the difference between one layer and two layers? It really, really does make a big difference in the brightness of the color. Or if you're using a dark color, you can make the color darker by adding layers. You know, like a black or a brown or a dark blue. That's the wonderful thing about layering. And you can layer with different colors too. If I wanted to, I could take a little bit of orange or a little bit of that yellowy orange that I have there, and I could layer it onto the orange, and I think that would look nice. I showed you some interesting layering when I did the, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did the how to draw a campfire video. And that's what we did. We layered with different colors. And it turned out really nice. Instead of layering with just the same color, I used 3 colors and they were all mixed up and layered together. And they blended very well together. That's in my summer party playlist, if you wanted to check that out. But I think it was just 2 weeks ago that I did it. All right, now the bottom, the heel area. There we go. So all of our orange is done. I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to color in the last stripes blue. And what I'll do is I'll do a second layer right away. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. I think if I draw this again, I'm going to use purple and orange. I think that would look really nice together. The blue is nice too, but I love the color purple and orange together. The colors purple and orange together. I think they really pop out. Okay, I'm going to add a second layer of that blue. Just to darken it a little bit. See that area where I had a little orange go over? It turns, sometimes when you mix colors, you have to be careful because they turn into an icky brown color. And that's what you might hear artists say, we don't want to make mud. That's what we mean. When we add different colors and they mix together, they kind of look muddy. So we definitely don't want to make mud. So we have to be careful not to mix certain colors. Certain colors mix together well, like red and blue makes purple. And red and yellow makes orange. But blue and orange make mud. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a second layer of that blue right now. Try not to make any more mud. Okay, one more stripe on this one. This one's a little easier because we don't have to worry about the strap getting in the way. But I do want to be careful around the edges. Are you turning your pencil, my friends? All right, time for a second layer. right, so that one's done. That looks pretty cute. I like the way that looks. I'm doing a second layer right away in that little triangle. Okay. I used to have a pair of flip-flops that right here on the top had a huge plastic flower on it. They were so cute. But I can't wear them very much anymore because my feet don't like them. I get pain in my feet, so I have to wear special shoes. But once in a while I like to put on the flip-flops because they're so cute. And they just remind me of the beach and being in, you know, summertime and all that stuff. There we go. 2 more stripes. I'm actually going to sharpen my pencil, my friends, because when it's dull like this, it's hard to get into around the edges. So there, that's nice and sharp now. Now I have to be extra careful not to press down hard so the tip doesn't fly off. Go. One of my dogs just went. He's falling asleep. How are you doing, my friends? What colors did you choose for your flip-flops? Okay, one more stripe to go. This drawing today has put me in such a good mood. Just thinking of the beach, thinking of being in the sunshine and feeling warm in the sun and then jumping into the cold water and swimming around. It's the best part of summer. Picnics and hot weather. Popsicles, flowers. Bike riding too. I like bike riding. And there we go. Our flip-flops are all colored in. Look at that. Don't they look cute? So now, my friends, don't forget to sign your work. I want you to be very proud of the beautiful work of art that you just created. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and we'll see you next time on Summer Party. Thanks for watching. Bye.